So, Rebel Moon, Zack Snyder came out a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago. We're going to get straight into it. What did you think, Michelle?
Well, well, it was shit.
It
I
was
mean, let's
shit. It
face
was
it. Yeah.
shit, wasn't it?
The only good thing I can say about it is that it looks good. But
Exactly.
there was a couple of dodgy effects they had on there, but like they did their best with the CGI and like the spider
Yeah,
lady and all the rest of it. But it looks good.
it
I
did look
got
very good.
It was very fucking confusing. Um,
Yeah,
not that the story there wasn't a story, so
no,
forget that. Um, but it was like it started off in some Quaker village, and then I
yeah,
wrote down it was in a Quaker village, like Amish. Then it was a Wild West. Then it was a medieval fucking castle. Then it was Blade Runner. There's a fucking Greek mythology thing, the Borg. Um, it was just
yeah,
yeah. I know it's better to have like a themed, like in Game of Thrones, they've got darker people are from the south, and they've got like they all look a bit Spanish or whatever,
yeah.
and
Makes sense.
yeah, and they're wearing all these lovely silk outfits, and they've got a different language and stuff. So that all makes sense. But this was just like every kind of it was like someone had just gone, how many film sets have we got going? Oh,
Mm,
great, we'll use them all. Do you know what I mean? We've got an Amish village, we've got a medieval place,
yeah,
we've got a fucking state of the art mining planet, uh, Wild West, Blade Runner, um, some Greek mythology, Borg, Spider Borg. And it was a fucking pirate ship at one point.
yeah. It was. Yeah,
Ancient Rome was in there as well because the fucking
yeah.
Colosseum was in it.
I
But
mean,
anyway,
I mean, it's weird because like
I was like, what is happening?
they put a lot. Yeah, there was a bit too much, and the
Yeah.
point is, it was. I
So I've
mean,
got a really go on.
what- no. I mean, I think like I have always been a fan of Zack Snyder,
Mm.
right? And I think you said you like Zack Snyder, right?
Did
So
he
I was
do
so he did 300, right,
right?
which was a good film, but it was also sort of influential because
Yeah, it looked good.
he made a
Yeah.
graphic novel sort of come to life, and it
Yeah, yeah.
and all that cinematography, the whole slow motion thing, which is his sort of that's his thing. He kind of I mean, not the first to do
He
it.
overuses it though, let's face it.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's complaints as he overuses it. But I liked 300 a lot. I thought it looked great, and it just kind of looks fantastically otherworldly. And it's almost like it's not on Earth. That whole thing's supposed to be
Yeah,
back
yeah,
during
yeah.
the Trojan War or whatever, like
Did he
or
do
whatever it is.
Watchmen or was that somebody else?
He also did Watchmen, which
No, I like
I
that. I
we
mean, apart
both
from the
liked.
end.
Apart from the end, though, he made
Yeah,
a very strange choice for the ending, but it
yeah,
looked just like the graphic novel, which we both liked when
yeah.
we were
Apart from
young.
Ozymandias,
Apart from Ozymandias,
everybody, all the other characters. I mean,
they were brilliant.
Raw Sash, and oh, the girl,
Yeah,
Silk
Nick
Spectre, her
Spector.
mum, the comedian. They all looked exactly like I thought they would, apart from
Yeah,
Ozymandias.
apart from Ozymandias, but like they were all really good actors as well,
Yeah,
all
that's
of those
true.
people. And I think, right, I mean, so because of that, I've been like, and also the fact that I've been defending like Zack Snyder.
Yeah, yeah,
In a way, it's like Rebel Moon. Okay, brilliant, a sci-fi
yeah. I
film
was
from
looking
Zack
forward to
Snyder,
it.
and then
Yeah.
we hear that he pitched it as a Star Wars movie to Disney like 5 years ago or something, or I can't remember how many. I don't know how many
And
years
we
ago.
like Star Wars, so that was
We like
another
Star Wars,
plus.
yeah. But this is the
Yeah.
time when they're sort of like, they moved from J.J. Abrams, and they're like, right, well, we're going to have different directors doing different Star Wars films, and he's like, fuck yeah. Throws his
Yeah.
hat in the ring, says, I've got this story, and they told him to go fuck himself. So he's like, well, fine, I'm going to do my own. So I thought this is going to be great,
Yeah.
and it isn't.
No.
Like it's just not. And the reason is, it's for me, apart from there's no story, is that the acting is all fucking terrible. There's like
Yeah.
hardly a decent fucking actor in it. But,
That's the thing I noticed first,
mm,
was the acting was terrible. Apart from the old man robot.
Old Man Robot. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right. Anthony Hopkins.
yeah. Well,
Was.
yeah, I didn't know it was him actually.
Yeah, but see,
Um,
what? See, that kind of threw me out straight away because I
because
was
he's got
like,
an old voice.
but it's just because he sounds like Anthony Hopkins, and
Oh,
I was
did you?
like,
I didn't recognise
oh,
him.
did you know, I did. I was
No.
like, that's fucking Anthony Hopkins. I mean, I did like the robot, and I think he's going to figure more in the story, later on. I thought, yeah, there was something there. It's a bit. I mean, that's a kind of bit C3PO sort of shit, isn't it? It's
I
like
don't think
casting.
that. Well, yeah. The thing is, I think Zack Snyder's only good with actors who are actually good on their own. Like, some actors really need a good director to make them do things in a
Yeah,
way that is good on screen. But so Old Man Robot, Anthony Hopkins was, because his voice, and he can emote and do all that stuff, and I liked him. And the evil guy, he did go a bit, yeah,
yeah,
I'll get you next time, He-Man, a bit at
yeah.
the end. But when he came on the screen, that actor,
He was quite menacing and
eh,
horrible.
menacing. Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
threatened. Yeah, and also he looked fucking weird. He looked like he'd lost about 4
He
stone or
he had
something.
no fat on his body at all, did he? Because later
None.
on, he was really quite buff.
Was that the guy in oh Christ.
I don't know.
Oh,
I know he was in Game of
dead, dead,
Thrones.
dead, dead,
He was in Game of Thrones as Daenerys'
Deadpool.
love interest, and then he got
Was he
replaced.
Francis in Deadpool?
Francis. I can't remember who that is.
He was a British guy,
I
all
can't remember.
chiseled.
Francis. Who's Francis?
Francis, the guy he's after.
Oh, I don't know. I know he was
Oh,
in Game of Thrones as Daenerys' love interest, and then he was replaced one season later by a different actor who was also in this movie. He was the sort of youngish farm guy who comes along with them, sort
oh,
of weedy guy. He has a bit of a moment with Cora, I think. He was
yeah.
replaced.
I didn't like him. I don't
He was.
know.
I mean, he's quite a good actor, that guy, but he was
Yeah, I
boring
mean,
in
his
this.
face was doing all the right stuff.
He was boring
You
in
know.
this. Yeah, but
Yeah,
honestly, it comes down to Cora or Cara, Sophia Butella, who's kind of
she's fucking terrible.
she was fucking terrible. I mean, it's weird because I think she can act, but she's also been in a lot of bad films, and
But that's why I
you know,
think certain directors are quite hands-on, and they'll
yeah,
get the best out of actors. But there's some actors who don't actually, like Anthony Hopkins, um, the evil guy in this. Um, I mean, he probably could have toned it down a bit later on, but um, he was menacing, and I felt it. He had
yeah,
presence. You know what I mean?
but yeah,
Um,
but I think when it comes to her, like I don't know, almost every scene she was in was fucking terrible. Like just really over the top. And I mean, I totally got bought her as an ex-soldier thing and all that. I didn't have a problem with that. She's kind of buff and stuff. I had no problem with any of that. Nothing to do with her being a fucking woman or anything. She's just like just bad acting, and like he should have at some point. And
her
this,
face wasn't doing the right things,
yeah, my
and
response during all of this is
yeah,
when I watched this movie was a lot of shouting at the TV, which
yeah,
I don't do that often.
no.
I was like, for fuck's sake, just try and look upset
Try and
or
act.
something.
Act. Oh.
Um, yeah, and so it's a shame
So
because I
it's
know she can act, but
it wasn't just the facial expressions, it was a line delivery. It was really flat,
it
and
was
it was just
clunky.
like
Yeah, it
no
was.
emotion. I mean, there was quite a lot of weird shit going on as well.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
we'll
I
get,
mean, no one else was any better. To be fair,
yeah.
you know, the sort of what's that guy's name? Jimon Hinzo or something. I've totally butchered that guy's name. The black fella. He's a very good actor. He won an Oscar for something. He's very good.
Oh
But he was
yeah.
rubbish in this as well.
Well,
Like
he
he,
didn't have a lot to do because I
no,
saw him and I didn't recognise him at first because he's beefed up a lot and he's aged a bit since
yeah,
he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he was. Anyway,
I think so, but
he was only in it sort of a little bit, but he's got that very strong. The way he speaks is though he's um, interesting, if you like. You know his voice. Do you know what I mean? He's got an African accent. Don't
Yeah.
know. But anyway, it's got a really interesting. And I thought I saw him, and then I recognised him after they'd washed him off because he's all covered in dust and that, isn't he? And then I thought, oh, it's that guy. And I thought, well, at least you know what I mean? At least he's got a bit of skill, you know.
Yeah.
So he might be able to lift the rest of them up. But he got lit. It was hardly in it. It was, you know.
Yeah. And
Anyway, we'll get to it because I want to sort of go. I've done very basic notes on this.
I haven't done anything apart from what's going on. That's my
Right.
notes, basically.
Yeah. So we start off in a Quaker village. I did write the name of the planet down, but there's no fucking point because there's like 15 planets in it, and you're there for
Yeah.
like less than 5 minutes each time. There's an old man robot. But that's not right. So basically, they're on a Quaker thing. They're all farmers, and the evil Empire people turn up one day and say, "Look, we want all your food, and you're going to starve to death." Like that's realistic.
Yeah.
I know that back in the day when the feudal system was going, because it was like in feudal times.
Mm.
See, the timeline keeps. This is why the different sorts of different planets are very confusing. So you've got like a feudal planet that's
Hmm.
going to get taxed. I mean, if you're going to tax people till they starve to death, you're not going to get a fucking crop next year, are you? I mean, that's just fucking short-sighted, fucking
Yeah.
cruelty nonsense.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't an army. You can't survive on. You can be brutal and stuff and kill a few people and go, I'm going to kill all your babies and things, which is what is happening in the world now. But in the long term, no one's going to want to help you, are they? If you make them all starve to death, and if they're dead, they can't
Yeah.
plough the fucking fields to
Yeah.
get your crop.
I suppose maybe there's just so many planets that maybe there's so many planets that are available to them or something. So they're just like, oh, well, we'll
Well,
just
he
fuck
could.
this one up.
Well,
I don't know.
The evil guy could have used a few meals, couldn't he? I mean, he was fucking skinny as fuck.
Yeah, he was. Um,
Um,
but yeah, so yeah, they literally turn up. So we want all your stuff. The geezer sort of accommodates them a bit and says we can give you some.
mm.
And then they're like, nah, I think we're gonna have it all. And then yeah, kill the leader. And then
The
what do they do
stupid
then?
farm boy
Oh
goes,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, we do actually have some extra that
oh
you could
yeah.
have."
He totally fucked everyone over that
Yeah,
gladly. And then
I totally went off in
yeah.
there,
So then the evil empire are about to sort of rape some young woman, and
as
then
you do.
Cora gets her shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is when the robot turns up because the robot turns up with the empire, doesn't he? He's like
Well, he
not there on the
turns up.
planet anyway.
There's a bit of extraneous cruelty where one of the guys, which I thought another thing was stupid, starts shooting at the robot
Yeah,
who's helping them lift things. Why
yeah.
would why would you damage a piece of equipment like that?
I thought it was like if they're supposed to be this all-powerful evil empire, you can't run an empire like that with people just sort of like randomly shooting people and stuff. Like
Yes,
there's no discipline at all with those
ex-
guys. Yeah,
exactly. How are they going to win a battle when
yeah.
some guy just decides to go off and rape somebody and then kill a
Yeah,
robot?
it's just like yeah, evil fucking white people to sort of shit, you
Yeah,
know.
I'd be like,
I
thanks
don't know.
so much. We have to carry the fucking shit now. You just
Yeah,
killed our,
yeah, that's
our
effectively
forklift
our.
truck.
Yeah, I was just going to say forklift as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
so well
yeah.
done, thanks, Bob. Yeah,
Yeah, you fucking asshole. Anyway, yeah, so they try and rape the young girl who looks a bit like a princess, and she has a chat with a robot. They're getting on, and yeah, they try and rape her. Then Cora on her own takes on about
yeah,
8 or 10 blokes, army blokes, manages to kill off 6 of them.
yeah.
The young lad gets free. Don't see him again. He was actually not bad as an actor.
Which
The young soldier who wasn't
oh
evil.
yeah,
There was only one of them who wasn't evil. He was about 15 or something,
he
young.
ended up. He did see him later, I think, because he ended up staying with those villagers, didn't he? I'm sure he did.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
but yeah, I
Anyway,
don't. But that wasn't like it. Didn't that could have been kind of cool, like a defector. He's basically the Finn character, isn't he, from
Mm, mm.
Force Awakens? Like the stormtrooper who's defected.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
idealist, not evil, wants to
yeah,
protect normal people, blah blah.
not white. Yeah, something like that. Was he? Not.
Was he not white? I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
Anyway,
That's just the impression I got.
there wasn't many black people in this.
There was a few, wasn't there?
At the end,
There
yeah,
was a
well, they're
group.
all sort of crammed in at the end.
Yeah,
The first
it
black
was
people.
like I thought I got the impression that was like one planet, which was like sort of full of
Well, I
people
was so
with
used to
dark
seeing
skin
it
or
because they all
something.
cram everybody in together now. You got your Chinese, you got your black person, you got your white, gay,
Yeah.
lesbian. You know what I mean? You've got
But this was like they had different planets, didn't they? Because like you go to the the woman with the swords and stuff like that, and that's more like a sort of like Blade Runner-y Hong Kong type
yeah,
sort of Asian sort of sort of planet sort of thing. It's
yeah,
like, so I think they were trying to do like different planets, different races, different cultures, which it's fine. I get that,
yeah, yeah.
but it just meant that oh, I
It's
don't know.
that.
But I mean, I suppose the whole point of the film is you're going to take someone from each different culture and we're all going to work together because that's how human beings are.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I did notice a little bit white at the beginning. I thought that's very unusual for this day and age.
A bit
Yeah, I
what? Sorry,
thought if it was a bold move because
what
when it
was that?
starts off in the Quaker village, everybody was white.
Yeah,
Anyway, da, da, da. Yeah. So anyway, Cora, is it Cora, the
Cora,
woman?
Cara,
Yeah. So
Cara.
she manages to fight off
6
six
people. Yeah,
people.
yeah, kills them all in quite a stylish way. What?
Um,
And then she's
yeah,
like,
so
right,
there's a young soldier boy, and then the robot sort of turns up and shoots someone, and then fucks off. And then after that, it's just basically planet to planet picking up people to save the
to
farming
presumably come back to
planet.
that village to, yeah, I don't know what the plan wasn't. I kind of lost interest at this point, to be fair.
Uh,
I mean, so she brings the sort of farmer lad who ruined everything with her, and they go to the Wild West, I think, first, and then they pick up fucking Charlie Hunnam, who has decided he's going to be Irish.
oh
Um,
my God, I
and
noticed
that
that.
fucking thing, right? So his idea of being Irish is his voice is like, I talk like this, and sometimes my sentence goes up at the end, and other times it goes down, and then it goes
Darn.
up again at this one, and then it
Yeah,
goes down,
he
and
was
I'm going to do it
attempting Dublin, I
alternately,
think.
and then I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to go up
I thought,
again,
why?
and then I'm going to go down. It was fucking appalling.
Irish in space,
He was fucking
seriously.
terrible.
When will I ever learn?
It made no sense, first of all,
No.
but like also he just did it badly.
I am half
She's
Irish, by the way, so if anyone's going to kick off, I'm
yeah,
allowed.
you're allowed. I'm not.
Yeah.
But like
No,
no.
you're a racist.
But the point is, the point is, it was just really fucking noticeably bad. And this is the point
It
where
was
I
that
went.
bad.
This is one of the many points where I went cut, right? Because that's what I would have said if I was.
Mm.
I said, do you know what? This accent thing isn't working. I understand what you're saying, but you're not doing it that well, and it's just fucking weird. It's just fucking jarring. You
Yeah.
fucking weirdo.
It just seems weird. Well, just to go back to the rape scene, that girl is screaming her head off, right?
Yeah,
Cora notices, turns up, and yeah, you wouldn't be able to leave that alone. You'd have to go and have a go, wouldn't you? Even if
yeah,
you got sort of killed or whatever, you'd have to try.
yeah.
Um, and then and there's screaming and there's bullets flying, there's explosions, there's people yelling and all of that, and then the boy gets involved, and then the robot gets involved, and then the whole fucking village turns up.
Mm,
Really, really. Now,
yeah.
if this has been going on for 20 minutes, this rape scene. Do you know what I mean? Shouting, bullets going off. What did you just? Did you hide behind a haystack until everything
Probably.
quieted down? I mean, you've got
Yeah.
pitchforks and shit. What about those fucking those horses could act? The ones,
Yeah.
the big shy horses with the plastic stuck
They were
to their
cool.
heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
When they were shooting at the soldier robot thing. Anthony Hopkins, one of them dodged the bullet, which I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
very nice.
You
Good
could have like
horse acting there.
jumped on a couple of those good actor horses and fucking rode into that barn and trampled those three
Them
guys.
things would
Oh
fucking
yeah, do
pick
you know
your
what I mean?
spine through your head.
And
Yeah,
probably would survive the odd fucking shot or two, you know, because
probably
they're big
would.
fucking
Yeah,
things. So like,
they were
yeah,
like shy. Others were bigger one, isn't there? What's the biggest horse in the world?
don't know,
Is it
don't know.
shy horses is one, and then there's Airedale. Airedale's the
Airedale,
biggest one. They're
yeah,
fucking huge. Yeah,
yeah. But they didn't have them. They had space
they've,
ones.
they've got the hooves are like
Yeah,
that.
easily
Yeah,
trample a man.
easily. Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
No. Anyway, so we got past the rape, and
Trying
then
to.
they were going to different places. Now I've got General Titus down here,
Yeah,
but
that'll be the.
they don't go to that one. They go to a medieval village next.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh, I thought they went to get the Irish character.
Yeah, that's where you pick him up.
Oh, was it? I thought that was the
Yeah,
Wild West thing. I thought
Kai.
Kai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a ridiculous fight in the bar. I think there was a sort of like they were trying to do Star Wars, you know, the bit where Luke Skywalker and
Yeah, Moss
um,
Isley sort
but
of thing.
but with no charm or passion.
Yeah, it wasn't that exciting visually. I don't think a few
No,
aliens and stuff. There's some weird little cool alien thing, but like it was all just looked a bit. It just didn't seem real. And whereas
yeah,
the Moss Isley thing, look, I mean, it was all not. It wasn't CGI in Star Wars, and it
no,
looked kind of dirty, and it looked like a bar. It looked like a
yeah.
dingy bar, you
I
know.
mean, the aliens looked a bit plastic, but you went with it,
Yeah,
you know. Yeah,
yeah, but exactly. But like this just kind of looked a bit bright and airy and colourful, and you know, kind of like a cool place to go rather than scary.
bit of intersectional
Yeah.
feminism there with the pig guy trying to rape the the
Oh
farm
yeah,
actor
yeah,
guy. Yeah,
yeah. He didn't have anything to say throughout the whole movie, did he? Apart from fucking up at the beginning. She should have
yeah,
killed
I
him.
know. That just completely put me off him.
I would have thought the villagers would have fucking like strung him up, you know, by his feet or something, and covered him in hay and let the horses have a go at him.
So they're over the Irish Act, which I did find was a bit suspicious that they got a ship from that Irish bloke. He wasn't
Yeah,
Irish. Um,
yeah. So where do they go after
I
that then?
wasn't buying the accent at all.
No, it's terrible.
I don't know. They could have made him Scouse or something. It would have been just as bad.
Apparently, he just decided he wanted to be Irish, and Zack Snyder went, "Yeah, okay."
That was a bad move.
It was a bad move. It's like, no, you do what I tell you.
I'd just
You
say,
know.
look, you just can't pull it off. I'm sorry.
Do you know what this movie reminded me of?
What?
Is Valerian. You know, Valerian
Oh
City of
God, yeah, yeah.
Planets.
That wasn't very good
Now,
either.
I've watched that a few times because
Yeah,
it has a wonderful opening sequence. It looks amazing. This is what that reminded me of.
yeah. I was
But
looking forward to that as well
yeah,
because the director,
yeah.
I liked him.
But again, he made two terrible casting choices with the two main characters.
Ugh,
They were way too young. One, Cara Delevingne, is a model, and like
yeah,
she's very beautiful and everything like that, but she's not really a very good actor. The guy they
yeah.
picked for
Cameo at most is
yeah,
what she can pull off. Yeah.
the guy they picked for Valerian looked 14. He's a good actor, but he looked 14 years old. He's not supposed to be 14.
No.
And it's it's a real shame. That movie was a fucking turkey as well. I think this is worse.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we sort of get on to get shit, no problem. The false Irish guy, and then they go to a Wild West place with a fucking Tarzan blacksmith.
Oh Christ.
Yeah,
I think I almost blanked blanked that out of my mind. Yeah, no, fucking Tarzan. Like he's just like he's supposed to be a slave or something, is he, or what? I don't know. He can't fucking. Or he's just sort of in the back with his top off. He spends the whole movie with
he's a
his
happy
top off.
slave.
He's a
He's not
happy
just
slave. Or
yeah,
not that he could escape or anything, being like fucking massively buff and anything.
yeah. I mean, he's like 6'6", but a bit like a brick shit house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's basically just like
working with tools.
working with tools, all sweaty, banging away, and then he's like, the guy says, "Oh, you can have your freedom if you tame this fucking griffin thing." Like
Yeah.
out of nowhere, you'd be like, "Well, what? No,
Yeah.
no. Why would you give him that option? Who's going to
Fucking.
fucking do your fucking dishes and stuff?
Yeah.
Fuck's
It's,
sake!"
it's gonna it's gonna make you swords and
And
shit
he, yeah, and of
in the
course he
Wild West place.
goes out there and does that fucking thing,
When
and
there was
yeah,
two moments. Well, there's three moments in this movie that I just went fuck this and went and did
yeah,
something else for a bit. Because the first time is when they shot the robot. I just thought this is fucking ridiculous,
yeah.
and maybe the fight.
It's like shooting your own car, like,
Yeah,
and then going, "Oh, I can't get to work now."
no, yeah, and this when he did started going like that and doing a Norway type language, I thought, oh god,
Yeah,
is he supposed to be
it's fucking
like
bullshit.
Native American?
Crocodile Dundee did that in the first Crocodile Dundee movie as well, didn't he? To the bull. Do
Yeah, I
you
kind of
remember
got
that?
it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and also they used to do it in like when they used to have like Native American, they've got all this special powers with animals and things like that, and I thought, oh, for
yeah.
fuck's sake,
Come on, like that.
yeah.
I was
And
waiting for that Griffin thing to just literally just peck him once on the top of his skull, and he'd be dead.
we're in
Like,
fucking Harry Potter land as well. Where did he get a fucking? Is it a griffin?
yeah,
Hippogriff?
it looks like a griffin. Well, is it? Well, no, not a griffin. A griffin's like a sort of body of a lion, in it, and a bird, or the other way around. The body of a lion with wings and a human head, or some shit.
Oh,
I can't remember. No, no,
well, this is like a horse. A horse.
it's the body of a head, the head of a bird, and the body of a lion, but it's got wings. That's a griffin. It just kind of was just like a big bird with fucking legs.
Well, it
But
was
look,
like yeah, it's like a horse slash eagle, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
like, it's almost like a sort of Pegasus thing, but it still had the bird's head.
yeah.
And he just like goes, yeah, sorts it out with the power of his empathy
Like it
or
can understand
something.
his fucking language.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And
I
like,
mean, does that bird actually speak that language?
I imagine not.
No.
No, I imagine it can't be that intelligent if it's been chained up.
And then I thought, well, maybe they're going to use that later, that skill. Yeah, don't see
Ah,
that.
ah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, he could, maybe if the bad guys have got dogs or something, he could go, "Grrr," and then
yeah,
and like fuck them up and go, these dogs are mine now. Go
yeah,
Rex or
yeah.
something.
They could have done with some dogs on that farm, to be honest. Like guard dogs would have been
Yeah.
better than having a couple of big horses.
That was there any dogs in this movie?
I don't think so.
It might have improved it. Um.
Mm.
Anyway,
It would have
the
improved it. Dogs improve everything.
yeah, yeah, or maybe a fucking cat.
No, they could have
Um,
called it Rebel Woof.
yeah. Well, anyway, so like this was one of the times I went off as soon as he
Yeah, yeah,
started. As soon as he started with that fucking talking to the animal shit.
and
And then
yeah,
I
and,
and then I went away and did something else like doing. I went some clean the kitchen or fucking did some dishes. Come back, and then it went on for fucking ages. It went on for like 10 minutes. There was all like expression shots from all the other people going, "Wow, look what he's doing! He's amazing." And
yeah,
then the griffin thing fucked off, and then he ran up a mountain and then
yeah.
left onto its back. And he went, yay! And
What
I
if
just thought, why is
if
this
he'd have
still
missed
happening?
if he'd have missed landing on that bird's back at that point after jumping off a cliff? Can you imagine how stupid he would have felt?
Well, I would have felt nothing.
Yeah, everyone watching would be like, "This guy's a
I
fucking
didn't even
mentalist."
memorize his name. I was just like,
No, I
what?
don't know. It's just Blacksmith Tarzan.
So then, okay, we get over that, and now we're on a fucking mining planet.
Yeah, I'm still
Straight.
not sure how they all know each other. How does she know these people?
Well, this is what I thought.
Like, I've got these pals. It's like, don't they have radios in space?
I
They
don't
send a
know.
message and say, "Listen, are you available? We're going to round up, have a bit of a woo."
And everyone's like really cool with it. Like someone came into my place of work and said, "Right, we've heard that you can talk to fucking animals,
Yeah,
which might be useful. Would you come and help our planet?" I'd be
yeah.
like, "No,
It's going to be super dangerous.
yeah, yeah, you're probably going to die."
Yeah, you'd be
Uh,
like, "Hang on a minute, I've got to like get the electricity cut off and everything. What am I going to give my notice into my landlord?
you've got to
Are you going to
stop the
pay me?"
letters.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. You got to do a
I've got to
redirect
put my shit in
Royal Mail.
storage.
Yeah, it's like I've
Yeah,
got food in the fridge. What am I supposed to do with that?
I've
What
got
about my
cats to
cats?
I've got
Yeah,
cats to feed.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'd be
no,
like, no,
no, no.
it's not fucking convenient.
It's not convenient. If you give me a month's notice, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a
Yeah.
month notice. So anyway, they turn up on
Anyway,
this mining planet, and this is when I started to get fucked up with the visual tone because we were going from Amish, Wild West, now we're on a mining planet. It's like Blade Runner. A witch turns up with a
yeah,
truncated fucking witch's hat, and and because she's Asian, guess what her skill is?
yeah. Being expressionless and fighting with swords.
Well,
There
being
is a bit of a stereotype, isn't there,
it's
about this
fucking
sort of
him.
like, yeah, it's stereotype of sort of expressionless Asian women who are just like swords. It
If she
happens
could do
quite a lot, you
magic,
know.
that would have been better because
Yeah,
that would have been different. If she could do
yeah.
magic because she had a witch's hat on for fuck's sake, you
It's a
know,
weird fucking style of hat in it to
uh,
walk around with.
yeah,
Cool.
so she had like butterfly swords, sort of. She's a samurai, which I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, really? Because she's Asian.
Yeah,
And anyway, so and her the way they pick her up is that I've got to kill this thing, this spider lady.
yeah.
And the spider lady goes, well, you've taken all my kids, you've poisoned them all. So now I feel sorry for the spider lady.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
now I think the Japanese sword lady's a cunt because she
Yeah,
kills her.
yeah. I mean, surely
Is it
Spider
your
Lady would
job
have
to
been
kill people?
the Spider
What?
Lady would have been pretty handy to have on their team. Can you
Would
imagine
she?
that?
Yeah.
Fucking, like, can you imagine like sending her into that barn full of fucking rapist men?
I would
They'd be
shit
like, "Oh,
myself if
right,
I saw
okay,
that. A
yeah,
fucking 10-foot spider lady.
yeah," like a fucking mental. And she looked a bit Borg Queenie, didn't she,
And
as well? Like the Borg
yeah, but
Queen.
well, exactly.
Yeah,
That's where I got the borg from. And
yeah,
and, and then she could go like that, and all the little babies would come.
yeah,
Thousands of spider babies would come,
yeah.
and like you'd be overwhelmed.
You
Like
wouldn't need
spiders'
anyone else.
legs in your throat and everything. It'd be just
Yeah, you wouldn't need anyone else to defend your village if you had her and her spider baby army. I mean,
yeah,
you'd
and
have to feed her the odd person occasionally,
she
but
could use webs.
probably.
It'd be like having a 10-foot Spider Man,
Yeah,
but better.
yeah, exactly.
And she'd be all for the revenge as well.
Yeah, she's not going to be like, "Oh, I can't kill these people. I'm going to,
Yeah, that would have been much
plaster
better.
them with spider web to a wall and let the cops deal with it." You know, she'd just be like that on top of your head. You're dead.
Yeah, and
And
just
then,
seeing her would scare the shit out of everybody as well. They'd be like, what
yeah,
the fuck is that?
fuck this. We'll leave these guys alone.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'll be like,
Oh my
"Thanks,
God, they've
Spider
got a
Lady."
spider lady.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks, Spider Lady. Have our firstborn child.
yeah. Oh,
You
and
know,
yeah, she could use webs. She'd be all up for revenge because all of her babies have been poisoned by the Empire. She'd be
yeah.
fucking up for it. Yeah, man. They missed a trick there.
Well, who was the father of those babies?
Don't know.
Spider Man.
They do need male ones, don't they,
Yeah.
spiders? Yeah.
We've got some poor little tiny guy in the background that she doesn't let out.
Yeah, female spiders generally are a bit larger, aren't they?
They are,
Then
aren't they? A lot bigger, yeah, I think.
yeah.
It's normally some, anyway. Anyway, she gets fucking murdered, which is a shame because she was sort of
She's
interesting.
better than Bentley Asian
Yeah. Sort of
sword lady.
non-speaking, yeah, non-verbal, you know, I was going to say evil, but yeah, sort of
It
like
would have
just,
been great if she'd been a witch, an actual
yeah,
witch, with magical powers, and it you could yeah. So anyway, but Spider Board lady goes. Anyway, she joins up the witch lady, who's not a witch, and
where do they go then? Do they go to get the general guy? Is he like
oh, the
imprisoned
other
or
thing I
something?
noticed about that fight, sorry, was this is why the tone was all off. So you've got a Japanese sword artist, right? Fine, if you're going to go with the trope, the Borg spider thing, and the music they used in the fight was Middle Eastern. It just was
Oh, really?
fucking jarring. Yeah, it was all like Middle Eastern piping and
Uh,
you know what I mean, all
yeah,
that sort of like it
phones.
was like watching Aladdin, but with fucking Borg and Japanese sword people. Just didn't make any fucking sense. Anyway, and all of them, all of the mates who come to bed, they just all watch. They just
Yeah.
watch. They don't do anything. Anyway, she blah blah blah. And then we go to Princess Issa, who apparently is a healer. That's probably going to. They mentioned her a couple of times. She's obviously going to be. She makes a bed all right again with using the power of her mind or something. Then it goes to a
God.
gladiator arena. So this is the ancient Rome bit, and pick up General Titus.
Yeah.
Have a quick chat, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm up for it." And then they move from there. He's covered
Yeah,
in
it was
dust,
literally like 5 minutes or something.
and I thought they would at least change clothes, but the
Yeah.
blacksmith Tarzan guy's still wearing a loincloth.
Yeah.
General Titus is still wearing his gladiator garb. You know,
Yeah. At least forked out for a new suit. A nice pair of jeans.
if you're going on a spaceship, you wouldn't have like a jumpsuit, some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed weird.
Yeah.
Um, there was a pointless evil scene. I think there the evil guy does something, and then Squid Guy Planet. I've written down here. There's a squid guy.
Oh, yeah, sort of like a
Yeah,
squiddy fellow.
and
I didn't
the
think he was
makeup's
that
pretty good
interesting.
on him, but that was kind of like Mad Max now. They've
Yeah.
got a pirate ship, and this is where they pick up the guy with the makeup.
Which guy?
He's got dreadlocks, black
Oh,
guy,
yeah, 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 yeah,
black
yeah.
makeup. And they were just like, yeah, so we've turned up, we're going to save this farmer. And they're like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So then they find out that the non-Irish guy, I'm glad he dies, is betrayed them. I mean, to be honest, you would have thought, well, why is everybody? I don't know. And there was a bit which I ground at, and it was, I know you're in love with her, and there was a pose for the camera, and I can't even remember who it was now.
Who said
Oh,
that?
it was
Yeah.
probably the farm guy. So they got
Yeah.
farm guys in love with the
Oh, yeah.
terrible actress.
Yeah, see, I mean, I just didn't buy that at all. He didn't really seem like the type she would go for
He seemed
in a
fucking
way, because
clueless, yeah.
she seemed like a kind of, badass warrior and all that stuff. We still don't really know what her fucking story is. Um, it's interesting because I've forgotten about this Princess Issa bit. So was Cora, was she sort of like raised by like a fucking, who was she, where did
Well,
she come from? I
when
can't
when well,
remember.
when the evil people turned up, I kind of had to laugh because it was like someone had said to the costume department, make it as Nazi as possible, and
Yeah,
they've heard Nazi, right? Because it's
yeah,
all Nazi clothes, but they made it slightly Russian,
yeah.
Russian as well.
It's a
Like
bit not. It's a
Soviet
bit
Union
silly, isn't
Russian.
it? It's a
Eh?
bit silly. Like audiences aren't that stupid. It's like we know if people are evil.
Yeah,
You can just make them evil by the way things they do, rather than wearing fucking like
yeah. They could be
jack
wearing
boots
black
and
leather
fucking
jumpsuits or something.
yeah
Don't put them
something
in it.
banana. Yeah, something bananas. Maybe something colourful.
Yeah,
But like they're still going to
or
be
dress them
evil.
as bananas.
Yeah, just some but all different types of fruit, like the fucking Munch Bunch. Yeah, like a guy. There's a guy dressed as a pear and one like a bunch of grapes,
Yeah,
but they're
fucking
still evil.
strawberries.
Yeah, trying to force themselves on that poor woman.
Oh, that would be weird. That's like some kind of nightmare fuel. That is.
Yeah, but exactly, it might work. It's like people would be like, "Oh,
Well,
those guys. Yeah, they may look stupid, but fuck me,
yeah, especially them fucking oranges.
yeah. They're literally fucking crazy, all of them." Like you would, rather than just dressed up with, those long coats the Nazis wear, but they don't put their arms through. They just have it over their shoulders all the time in a flat cap. So, fuck off.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so fucking lame. Yeah, and then they're making it a bit. And then they gave her like a boy's haircut. I suppose that's to help out the binomial people. Is
Binomial.
it binomial?
Non-binary? Is that
No,
what you're
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say?
Binomial,
Fuck.
binomial distribution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Comments in the comment section.
yeah. Um, so anyway, there was a ridiculous fight, and they all get out of it. They all get locked up, don't they, in these fucking scorpion type things. Um, and
Oh
the fight,
yeah, the sort of walking things, it's sort of like, blah, 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 and then it just sort of walks off. Yeah, like it seems unwieldy. Why do you
yeah,
need that?
it take up a lot of space really. When a pair of
Mm,
handcuffs, manacles would do really.
yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah, walk itself. We just save on batteries.
Mm. So we've only just been introduced to the black guy with the makeup on. Don't know his
Yeah.
name. He joins
No,
up,
I
and
don't get
within
it.
minutes he's dead. And then one of his mates, who's a
Is he? Yeah.
yeah, I mean they're like Mad Max,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're like Mad Max makeup, and then there's a white girl, and we don't we've not even been introduced to her, but apparently she's part of the team, and she has a chat with Tarzan.
Who was that? I must have blanked out at this point.
She's got like a skinhead, like Mad Max with she's got the blue makeup
Oh
on, but she's
yeah,
white.
yeah,
I thought they
yeah,
were all
yeah.
black, but they're not. I thought it was like a planet of black people, but no. Um, she has a chat with Tarzan. Don't know what that was about. Didn't care. Um, and it kind of ends really. The Cora and the evil guy have a fight, wasn't? And I just thought, why don't you just shoot him from afar? Why do you have to climb down a big chain, sort
Yeah,
of swaying thing on a platform with this guy who's obviously quite mental?
yeah.
You're putting yourself in danger. You get yourself fucked up quite royally. You nearly die. Just shoot him from a distance with your laser gun.
Throw a grenade
In
or
fact, yeah,
something, you know.
yeah,
Take a few of them out.
doesn't need to happen at all.
No.
The black guy doesn't have to die either. The Mad Max blue eyed guy. He decides to go and stab a ship through his windscreen with a
Yeah,
with something. Was it a spear?
might have been.
Anyway, he didn't need to die, and he had a bit more. I kind of knew him more than the white girl with the
Yeah,
fucking Mad Max hair. Who I don't even know her name. I mean, it's
yeah.
just fucking,
I think I kind of checked out by this
yeah.
point because a lot of it is that I can't just thinking, oh, for God's sake, like,
Use your
yeah,
guns.
yeah, it's bloody silly.
Anyway, so they go back to the farming community, um, and then everybody's grateful, I suppose. But I mean, I thought, what are they going to get paid? What are they going to get paid in wheat?
Yeah,
They get
exactly.
little rides on the
Are they
horses.
all going to be happy? Like, seriously, this is what we're defending. It's one village,
Yeah,
you know? Like, well, can't they just fucking move to the other side of the planet or something if they had to? Or maybe what might have been a good idea is to maybe start another village somewhere else.
yeah.
You know, so you don't put all your eggs in one basket, do you?
No, you don't
Fucking
count your
stupid.
chickens before they're hatched.
No, exactly. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Yeah, stitch in time saves nine.
Mm, there you go.
So, and anyway, so they're all fine. And then
Everyone's fine now.
everyone's fine. And then they go to the evil ship, and there's like a disco light water bath thing with the evil guy in it. Although
Yeah,
he's dead, they plug him in to disco lights, and I thought
yeah,
that's
yeah.
got to be a
That's
bit
right.
dangerous, isn't it? Electricity, water.
Yeah,
Anyway, they jolt him full of electricity for some reason, and it puts him into a trance-like state where he's on some kind of mind plane with the. I mean, there's got to be easier ways to make a fucking phone call.
yeah.
It just seems a bit
Hello.
elaborate. And how do you know the other guy's going to be there on the
Yeah,
plane?
exactly.
Yeah,
Like it's just there at all times. Like, yeah, oh, sorry, but we're not available until 5. Oh,
yeah.
bloody hell.
So the Irish guy's dead. the bad guy hit him with everything, still alive. Yeah. So he has a chat with the evil guy, and like it was just like, what? Yeah. So it was shit.
It was shit. Now, apparently, Zack Snyder's made a big deal about he's bringing another version of this out in fucking probably
I
April,
don't care.
which is the well. I mean, I'm going to watch that because, but what I don't understand is if that's true, and he reckons it's better. We would say that, right? That he thinks it's going to be better and it's going to be longer and it's got more story. And even the actors have said, the R-rated version is different. It's almost like a different movie. It's like, well, why
It'd
not
have to
release that
be.
one then? Why not release that one first?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why they did this version if it's so truncated. I mean, I think maybe it's probably bollocks and it's probably just not as good. It's not,
Well, I mean,
not
anyone
any.
can tell a story if they've got 5 hours to play with. I mean, there's actual
Yeah,
skill in telling a story over 1.5 hours.
yeah,
Get it all done. Other people, and one of the things that it did remind me of is when that guy was doing the mind control of the bird lion thing, was Beastmaster.
yeah.
So I actually Beastmaster's like a 1982 movie, if no one knows, and it's
I've
always
seen
it's a B movie, isn't it?
classic. Yeah.
But
Class
like,
sword and sorcery movie. We should have covered
yeah,
that in one of our earlier things. We never did we?
no, and it had Mark Singer in it of V fame, of the
Yeah,
original V fame miniseries, and I watched it just to be sure because I had this idea in my head that it was pretty terrible, and you know what I mean. At the time, it was a B movie and stuff like that, but it fucking kicks this
yeah,
Beastmaster kicks this film's ass. There's a
yeah,
story, you actually give a shit. There's fight scenes that have to happen and don't look too ridiculous.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. This thing, I think it might have been like this whole going from planet to planet, picking people up shit. I just don't. I mean, because they were so two dimensional, the characters anyway, like it just wasn't necessary. She could have said, I'm going to go and get my friends. And
yeah,
then literally the Amish people could have talked amongst themselves for half a day. What we're going to do. And then she could have turned up with them all and gone, this is Tarzan. This is general thingamajig. And all right, and like we could have found out about them as we went along. And then they could have started on what we're going to do. What are we going to
yeah.
do?
Well, I thought what would have been better is if they were all like they were imprisoned in a mine under the thrall of the empire, and then they somehow escape together, and then
Yeah.
over the course of as the escape, they get to know each other a little bit, or maybe you can get to know some of the characters before break,
Yeah.
and then you pick up a couple as you go out, and then maybe the Empire fights them, and then they all come together as a team. Blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? So it's not so like I just felt like I
It's
was
yeah.
watched. I felt like I was on a bus going to Sainsbury's. Do you know what I mean?
I just think it was all that stuff was just kind of pointless, like because none of those sequences were very interesting. Spider Lady was interesting, but like the rest of it was just nonsense.
Yeah.
No, and it's like it just seems like a fucking waste of time. If
Mm,
the evil empire are fucking coming back quite soon, and
mm.
also, what the hell are they going to do really? Like, if the empire turn up with their ships, they're just going to go.
Yeah.
What's fucking Beastmaster going to do with his horse?
I don't know.
Tarzan. Well, they haven't got any. They've got very few weapons. Nothing big.
Maybe the Griffin thing would fly through space and
Yeah,
land on the planet. Ah! And
yeah.
then they could.
Like the space whales in Ahsoka, which you probably haven't
Oh,
watched yet. No,
fuck.
there are literally whales in
In
space
space.
that travel from wherever fucking planet. Always
Well,
Tatooine
do
or
they
something.
fold space or do they are
Yeah,
floating in
they
space?
go through hyperspace. Yeah,
Ugh.
it's fucking ridiculous, and they just migrate like that between galaxies. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's upsetting.
Well, when I was
Well,
watching it, I did feel like it was for kids.
did you? I mean, I did. I didn't get that, but I think maybe that's what they were trying to do.
It was very unsophisticated story wise. It had no
But
story.
then you don't want to have a sort of like a sexual assault scene in a movie for kids.
Well, no, that's true.
You know, it's like I don't know why he released this. I got a feeling that because it's a Netflix movie, they said we want a PG-13 version of
Mm.
this. We're not giving you the money.
Well, they kind of there's different ways to pick people up, like in a group. So I mean, springs to mind Armageddon, where they pick up.
Oh God,
Yeah, I know, but at
Bruce
least
Willis and Donald
it
Sutherland.
was
Is that the
believable.
one?
One was like a gambler, another one was a sensitive black guy who cried when they were interviewed. But they sort of got across their personalities and their specialities, sort of thing. You know, I forget the
Yeah.
actor's name now, but I think he died.
See, that would have been a good way to do it. Like, so in that, was it like they didn't like go on a quest to find these
No,
guys?
they went to an
Just,
oil rig. They picked up
just
a couple there.
yeah, and they sort of sat down and interviewed them and said, you know, are you going to be able to do this job? And you found out about them during that little short interview
Yeah,
sort of thing.
like the black
Yeah.
guy was a bit afraid of his emotions, but he was all crying and thing, the white guy with the teeth was a little bit insane. He was clever.
Donald Sutherland.
No, uh, he was in
White
Pulp
bloke with
Fiction.
the
Was it
teeth.
Pulp Fiction? He's got
White bloke with
teeth,
the
big
teeth.
teeth, big eyes, big teeth.
You
He's not a
talking?
very good looking bloke.
Who I
Buscemi.
don't know. Steve Buscemi,
Yeah,
great
so,
actor.
but he was a little bit. He was very clever or something. I can't remember. But you got, you knew that Bruce Willis would probably always be Bruce Willis, right? And then you
Mm.
had the
Not anymore.
sidekick who was handsome and he was dating Bruce Willis. So there was a bit of a dynamic there. So and they got that done within I don't know 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a bit of a dynamic going. You kind of knew where these guys were coming from. You knew they were oil riggers and stuff like that, and they had different specialities that would bring to. So I don't know how a talking animal guy is going to help out a Japanese swords lady. I don't know how. Who else have we got? Um, oh, the
I don't know
Irish
what the
guy is dead
general's supposed
anyway.
to do
Uh,
either. Like, if he hasn't got an
Farm guy,
army,
eh?
I don't know what the general's supposed to do. If he's supposed to be like good
Well,
at,
it'd be
you
handy
know,
later, obviously, for
if
tactics and stuff like that. But they did.
they
I think
haven't
there
got
was
enough
like one shot
people,
with him shooting. He was
what
the
are they
only one
going to
who
do?
looked
Yeah,
actually at home shooting a gun.
they're
Everybody
not going to
else looked
get
like they
those.
didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
They're not going to get those Amish people to fucking like become a fucking super army, are they? I bet that's what's
No.
going to happen. He's going to train them in shit, you know, that shit, fucking bows and arrows or something.
Well, I would imagine because he's a general, so tactics and his name is what was his name?
Was it Titus or something? I
Titus.
thought
So it's
he
kind
used
of
to.
like
Could be
tactical,
wrong.
sort of, and it's kind of a bit Roman, isn't it? That's why
Yeah,
they found him in a fucking ancient Italian Colosseum,
in
um,
space. Yeah,
and he's still wearing his fucking clothes. You think he put some, even like a gladiator outfit would be more useful, I would have thought,
yeah,
than his little toga, leather
yeah.
toga. I mean, he
Leather.
looks great. I mean, he must be getting. I wouldn't say he's a young man.
No, he's
He's
probably got to be.
middle aged,
Oh,
maybe.
definitely, yeah. He's
He's
got to be at
beefed
least
up a lot. Yeah, he looked
50,
pretty
60.
good. I mean, I'd buy him as a warrior, but yeah, so I imagine that the idea is to use his tactical skills later on to get them
Yeah.
out of a sticky situation. I don't know how they're going to use the Japanese lady with the lightsaber things.
See, I just don't understand how she knows all these people,
No, I don't either.
you know, because she ain't very old.
Mm.
So let's go to back to the Princess Issa thing. So I want to, it's about Kara. So she was in the Empire, wasn't she? She was in a soldier or something, but she was also, was she raised by like, with that princess or something like that? Is that correct? Did I
Oh,
make
I
that up?
remember. So she was an orphan from a planet. The Empire came down, destroyed a planet, and for some whim, the
Yeah.
Emperor decided, right, I'm going to adopt you.
Right, like Thanos did with fucking Gamora, wasn't it?
Yeah, of
Yeah, same
course, yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You're
So
going to
she
kill
probably
me one day.
she she was older than Princess Isa because I'm pretty sure the bit with the she brought the bird back to life.
Mm.
There is a dog in it.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, the dog brought her a dead bird and she made it alive again. But
Oh,
when people do that, I always think of Pet Cemetery, and I think that bird's going to be evil now.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And like seriously, someone would be like, "We really kind of would could do with studying this, really, like because
phenomena.
it's kind of important, like
Yeah, yeah.
it's like you
Bringing
could take
things
her on
back
the
to they
yeah,
don't come back the same, James.
exactly. You could have a yeah that bird could like fly off and then come straight back and go right in her eyes. Well, what have you done it again? Don't bring that fucking dog back to life, whatever you fucking do.
Well, the dog was fine. He was alive
Yeah.
still. But yeah, I mean, if you brought a bear back to life, you'd be fucked, wouldn't you?
You'd probably be better to like train her up as a fucking warrior from a very young
Mm.
age and then bring her onto your battlefield with you. And then every time your soldiers die, she could just
Well,
fucking
it's another
boom.
trope, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
little pretty white
Innocent
girl
princess.
who's
Yeah.
only good at fucking healing things.
Yeah. Because she cares. And it's
She'd
like
probably
about,
have a fucking rod staff,
yeah, exactly.
something
And
fucking
perhaps like
useless.
diaphanous fairy wings you only find out at the end when she flies off, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Wow, she's so pure of
fuck right off.
heart.
Fuck right
She's
off. All of
fucking
you.
pure of heart. Fucking,
Yeah.
gotta
Zack
save her.
Snyder should be ashamed of this movie. He should rightly be ashamed. If the new version is any good, great. But I can't see it
They should
because
have done that. Do you know? Probably the reason they didn't use the Spider Lady as a character is because of the fucking amount of CGI it would have taken to.
yeah,
Well, they could have given her less than 8 arms.
he had plenty of fucking money though. I mean, he did like I say, he did look great.
How
All
much
of
did it
it did.
cost? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think it was
Like,
super.
wasn't like 300 million or anything like
No,
that.
no, I'm thinking less than that, but I'm not sure. But apparently, it's done well. I mean, all the reviews are bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, everyone's complaining about this slow motion going into super slow motion. I didn't really mind that so much. He does overuse it, but like I don't. That's part of his thing. I don't care about that because that's the visual cool. I love all that. It's
I
just
only noticed it. There was only noticed that once, and he did slow motion of the guy walking, the evil guy, the first time he seen him coming out of his ship,
yeah,
and I thought, is that necessary? But then I guess
yeah.
he's supposed to be trying to build him up as this evil guy. So, I mean, it didn't bother me too much,
And the
but
guy,
the
yeah,
lack of story, but the acting bothered
yeah.
me.
He
But it
acting,
looked
the acting more than
amazing.
anything. Yeah, acting more than anything, and also the fact that really nothing happened. Like now, you just get to the end of the movie, and it's like, okay, now we've got our team of like 5 people.
Spent
Like, it's
10 minutes with
fucking
the fucking
brilliant.
griffin. I mean,
Yeah,
really?
that whole Griffin thing was
And it
fucking
didn't tell
stupid.
me anything about this guy, apart from he could
No,
talk to animals.
exactly. How did he get himself in this situation if he was that fucking smart anyway? It just made no fucking sense, you know?
So you're going to watch the. Oh, I suppose I'll have to as well then.
I'm going to watch the R-rated version when it comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, they're talking, they're bigging it up. Even the actors are saying, "Wait till you see the proper version. It's just a different film."
Yeah, they
But I
should have
still
just
don't. At that
released
point,
it.
just release
Yeah.
that. What's the fucking point?
Mm.
Unless you, and like you say, unless you're going to make a version for kids, fine. But you wouldn't put a sexual assault still in there. Do you know what I mean? Like
And I think kids would get bored of it because there's nothing happening. They are just literally picking people up. They've
yeah,
got a
exactly.
taxi and they're picking people up. That is basically it.
You
Yeah.
don't know anything about this sort of empire, or you
No.
know,
But they could have done it where, like, they were maybe imprisoned by the emperor, then they got to know each other in the prison, or they're in a mine digging for shit, and then they get to know each other, and then they break out. And I think that would have been a better idea. Or
yeah.
yeah, like there's loads of ways of bringing a group
They could have,
together,
they
but
could have already been together. She could have just said, "I've know these people," and then just put a call out, and they could have turned up, and you'd be like, "Oh fuck, who are these ragtag motley crew of ne'er do wells?" And
yeah,
like we could have found out about them as they go along, but we could have literally started the main story in this film, but instead we're just like, "Now what?"
because what he kind of he went with like we've got to show the skill of the person.
Yeah,
Their one personality trait.
yeah,
So they did the guy with the thing, and then the lady with the swords, right? But But it just looked kind of lame the way they were all just stood in the background waiting for her to finish
Yeah,
killing somebody and going, all right, she's one of us. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's just basically a movie
Why
of
would you
lots of
take them? I mean, if
yeah,
you're going to go murder a spider lady, it's. I felt really sorry for the spider lady, and I thought you just murdered her, and
yeah,
she's in a bad situation.
yeah,
How about having a chat? Or
yeah,
and I'd be like, "Do you know what? I'm on your side. Yeah, the Empire has fucking poisoned your babies. Go for it. In fact,
yeah,
I'm gonna join your spider lady
yeah.
cause, and I'm gonna fuck up the Empire with you,
Yeah, the
ladies
Amish.
together."
Yeah, the Amish people. It's their fault if they
I'm
can't fucking look after
I,
themselves.
I'm sorry about the witch hat. I don't actually have any magic, but I can
Yeah,
use these swords.
but someone gave me this hat and just can't throw it away. Or
No.
maybe if when she took it off and she's got a big point on her head,
Yeah. Well,
like
it was
a
truncated, wasn't it? I just thought, well,
lesser point. Yeah,
when I first saw her, I thought, oh, she's a witch. That might be interesting. But
yeah.
no, fucking. I mean, I love Japanese sword play and everything like that. But there's a time and a place, and not every Japanese lady or Asian looking lady is going to be good with fucking swords, samurai swords.
Flaming swords.
Yeah,
Mm,
which look a little bit like lightsabers.
yeah. I mean, I don't
Anywho,
know. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen in the next part, So not even just the updated version of this one, but like in the next part, something good better happen because it's supposed to be a trilogy, I think, isn't it?
yeah.
But yeah,
I'll give it a go. We might
I
as
was
well. I mean, it's more
we have
interesting
to,
than fucking
but
Beacon 23, so
yeah,
at least
but
I've got more to say about it.
it was poor, but it was poor overall. I mean,
Mm,
I don't even know. I mean, I was kind of incensed during the whole thing. And I did mentally check out towards the end. I was just like, this is just fucking awful. I was shouting at the TV, which I don't do that often. I mean, I do sometimes, but I was just like, cut, you should not have said that. Or
yeah.
just seriously, you could have said to her, cut, can you do it again, but kind of pretend that you're an actor,
Yeah, and
rather
also
than just
General
staring off into
Titus,
space and going about, I was a young child. Fuck off.
they're not showing, they're telling. General Titus, we know he's a good general because they actually say it. They go, "Oh, he's
Yeah,
one of the
that's
best tacticians," blah 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 blah,
why is
several
this
times,
fucking thing.
and
Yeah.
you don't see him do anything. You don't see him do,
No. It was
and
almost like like a movie full of origin stories, kind of. Although we never, not really even their origin stories, but it was like,
no,
let's take half an hour to introduce
it's
this character. Let's take half an hour to
this
introduce
person
this
looks like that, and this is their one skill.
character.
That is literally all we get. Yeah, it's pretty poor.
It is
But
Paul.
well, we might as well do the rest of them. But yeah, all right then. We should leave it there then, I
We should
think.
probably leave it there. I was disappointed.
I was too.
Well,
I was really looking forward to it. I thought, thank God, there's something
I was more than
sci-fi
anything.
that I'm really going to enjoy. I knew it was kind of a rip-off of like Star Wars, but
I
I
would be
didn't get
happy
that
with
impression
that.
watching it, to be honest.
No, I didn't
No,
actually. Almost none of that.
no.
None of any of that. I didn't get it. I thought, yeah, I thought it was poor.
Mm.
It's a real shame. I'm not sure I would watch that again. I was thinking maybe
I
I'll watch it
couldn't.
again, but
I normally watch things twice to make sure I've
yeah,
got, but I couldn't, and because like when I
no,
watched it the first time, I had to stop it several times because I thought this is bollocks, and I
yeah,
went and did something else, something useful, and when I came back, they were still at it, and I was just like, fuck. So yeah, yeah,
yeah.
let's
I
leave it
thought
there then.
it was a fucking turkey,
Mm,
and Zack Snyder should be ashamed of himself for releasing it.
mm,
You know, really,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, but it's
Yeah,
lovely talking to you.
yeah, yeah. Good to see you,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
So yeah,
Happy
okay.
New
Yeah,
Year!
it's the first. It's the first of what day is it? January.
First of
What day is the 1st of January? Yeah, 1st of January 2024. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
our first one of these. But
yeah.
let's hope there's some fucking decent movies coming out. I don't know if we'll get Foundation season 3 this year. We might do
Oh, I'm
towards the
hoping
end of
so.
the
That's
year.
fucking great. Yeah,
Yeah, looking forward to that. But there ain't a lot else I'm sort of looking forward to really. I don't know
yeah,
what's coming out.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right
All
then.
right. Then. Right. Well, until next time.
Yeah. See you
See you
later.
later.
Bye.
Bye.